for you, for all of us actually. I've managed to dig out a couple of clips from our playing days that I wanted to show you. Have a listen and a watch of these, and there's some cracking commentary to boot.
Hoof forward towards Laker, who goes down like a sack of spuds? Oh no! Is that a jobby?
From our playing days.
Yes, there's some poop on the pitch. I think it's all over his hands too.
Have a watch of these, and there's some cracking commentary.
Ah, Gary Laker, once a prolific shot hitter, like a sack of spuds. Oh no! Is that an unfortunate incident? This makes the leave an terrible state of his career. It is now. Ah, Gary Laker, once a prolific shot hitter, like a sack of spuds. Oh no!
Start that again. I do apologise.
Gents, I've actually got a little surprise for you, for all of us actually. I've managed to dig out a couple of clips from our playing days that I wanted to show you. Have a listen and a watch of these, and there's some cracking commentary to boot.
Hoof forward towards Laker, who goes down like a sack of spuds? Oh no! Is that a jobby? Yes, there's some poop on the pitch. I think it's all over his hands too. It is now. Ah, Gary Laker, once a prolific shot hitter, and now a horrific shot stopper. An unfortunate incident that will likely leave an indelible stain on his career and his underpants. Shearer asses his way into the corner with Roy Keane in pursuit. Oh, and Keane's thrown the ball and Shearer's body heat. Why would he do that? Well, I'm not a lip reader, but I think Shearer called him a flocking shine bag, whatever that is. It's a red card. And Keane wants a piece of him now, and who can blame him? For years now, Shearer has had the most slappable face in English football. Yet another honour that he will one day lose to Harry Kane. Here goes Micah Richards. Nutmegs, ball shite. Into the penalty box. Busts past no one. I mean, who does he think he is? Alan Hutton. Oh, he's gone up in the air. And now he's landed. The cheat that he is. That's not even a dive. It's a prize-winning belly flop from the prizeless Man City flop. And worst of all, Wheeler almost ate a pie full of big meats, butt cheeks.
What about that? What about that? Those were, of course, some clips by the brilliant comedian Alistair McAllister. I'm sure you've seen him on social media, and a big thank you for making those, especially for us. You can find him on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. His handle is at McAllister. That's McAllister. He is quite funny on all.
Yes, he certainly is. Good evening there. Sorry for the you could say technical fault there. I'm still wondering my way around this live streaming and this OBS bollocks. Because I usually have a little bit of a fail-safe second bit to make sure that everything's going well, and as I go on to make sure that into my YouTube channel, make sure that yes, it's still going, and it's turned on, and I thought, yay, everything's working right, get things going, and then I'm sat there wondering, why is nothing working? Turns out it hadn't gone live, but it said it had. Oh, nightmare. But anyway, that's of my troubles. Yes, that was the very impartial football commentator, Alistair McAllister. Be it Scotland or anyone else who plays for the England national team, he calls it right down the middle, as you could tell straight away. But anyway, he's hilariously funny. I just find him just absolutely hilariously funny. But how are you all, my wonderful Friday frolickers? And I hope you're all very, very well. And good evening, Alistair Kerr, one of my fantastic moderators. give it, as well as my dear friend Mad Monk, give my good moderators a thumbs up, because they do work incredibly hard for me, and I couldn't do this show without them. So, good evening, Stephen Bankier. Thank Frolickers Friday. Good evening, Dylan, and good evening to you, my dear friend. Hope you're very, very well. When I saw that Alistair McAllister clip, I have to say I was in hysterics laughing, and I just thought, yes, this will be right up, my dear everybody's alley. You will absolutely love that. And you did. But anyway, let me just get myself all organised. Oh, it's all going to pot. Give myself, thank you. But just there, right, yes. That's it. I need to stay awake so I can enjoy the weekend. Oh dear. All I can say is, my dear friend, if you feel as though you can't make it to the end of the show, don't feel you have to keep yourself awake. I'm pretty much sure we can handle, keep everything going without you, so don't feel as though you have to stay awake just for the sake of it. Good evening, God's last sis. Good evening, my lovely daughter. Hope you're very, very well. Hope you've had a good day. Eddie Wolf, good evening, my friend. Hope you're very well. Stephen Binning, good evening. And good evening, Andrew Luke. If you're not subscribed to Andrew Luke's channel and you enjoy stuff like Doctor Who, please do. You'll absolutely adore it. It's absolutely brilliant. Donkey Dave, the same with Donkey Dave. He does some mint stuff in the morning. Absolutely. Absolutely love it when he brings out the smallest violin. He's absolutely thing. Yeah, he did right. I didn't realise it until it was too late, God's lasses. I don't think Dad realises it. Yeah. A Friday Frolic wouldn't be out a Friday Frolic without any technical issues, would it? But anyway. Good evening, Shane Heff. Hope you're well. Hello from lovely Ireland. Yes. And David McGuinness, two Davies. If you're not subscribed to their channel, please do. Please do. He does some fantastic live stream. Do the two Davies. And if you want to know everything about independence, they are your men. They'll tell you everything. And we have a member of the Reform, Granny with Waddle Bottom. Hello, Granny Waddle. You'll have been celebrating last night with the 1 or 2 wins over the council by-elections. Granny Waddle Bottom. and good evening, Nimna Storm. Exactly. Happy Friday, everybody. But yes, but anyway. Let's, and good evening, Reagan Aleek. Reagan Aleek? I have to apologise, my dear friend. Good evening, Reagan Elite. Hope you're very well. Please subscribe to Reagan's channel if you've not, because he does some brilliant stuff, and he'll probably be doing a live stream tonight anyway. So you'll be having the series stuff, whereas this is what you class the Nick Abbott of live streaming, as you could tell from the start. Not the best of starts. Good evening, Gordon Hunter, Flubalooba Lube people, the Indie Cafe crew, been working hard all week, ready for tomorrow. Independence March, Free Scotland. Well, you live in. I was Dilly Blase. Now lots of people in Lincoln have come down with fun. No live stream tonight then. You'll be able to just chill out and relax then, my friend. Hopefully I can keep you entertained. But good evening, Frederick Rotherd. Did Andrea Jenkins win? She most certainly did. And then put a foot in it in her acceptance speech, and then interview after she had a Strop. And good evening, my running mate, Billy Kershaw. My running mate, absolutely fantastic. But anyway, let's crack on with this. Already sure that's a bit late because some idiot didn't set off on time because he made a bit of a faux pas. But never mind. Let's head across the pond where we will be heading off to see the always intelligent and the always truthful Press Secretary Caroline Levitt as she conducts her 25th of April press briefing. And of course, it's always, she's truthful to the left. Good evening, Hassan Hussein. Good evening, my dear friend. Hope you're very, very well. And good evening, Cat Smith. I do hope you're very, very well. And good evening, Anana Mouse. Hello, kid. Good to see you. Hello, kid. Good to see you. I can verify that. That Andrex Jenkins was parachuted. She borrowed my granny pants. But yes, but let's just say she's always, intelligent and truthful, always speaks the truth. And now this was the press briefing on the 25th of April.
Do you have any updates on Russia and Ukraine? President Trump said he was going to end it in 24 hours.
No, okay, yes, no, God forbid we take our time in the war in Ukraine. He's already told Vladimir Putin to stop, okay? So, Caitlin, write this down, okay, since you like to report fake news. Okay, it's more complicated, and President Trump is a complicated man. He is brave. He is doing things unlike anybody else has ever done. Unlike Joe Biden, who just gave money away to Ukraine and was like, "Here, Zelensky, buy yourself something nice." That's what he said. And so President Trump arted the deal. He has 38 acting credits on IMDb, and I think no one is better suited to act as our president and leader and make sure that he, in a scene, in an acting scene, like in Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, you gotta flow. And that's what he's doing with Vladimir Putin and Ukraine. They're vibing. He's like Daniel Day-Lewis. You wouldn't understand because you people don't know culture. Sure.
How was the visit with the Prime Minister from Norway yesterday?
Thank you for asking that, Washington Post. Absolutely. No, we did have the Norwegian Prime Minister here, or as we like to call them, the good kind of immigrants. Unlike Albrego Emilio Estevez, who shall remain out of here. And also one more thing before I go, President Trump is thinking about incentivizing women to have more babies with $5,000. Like, wow, like that's like winning the lottery. You get to live in America and you get to have a baby and you get to have money. So that's really beautiful. But also, Trump 2028 March is now available on the internet.
Well, let's just say, yes, she's certainly not wrong there when it comes to our Mango Mussolini. It certainly does things differently. Also very complicated. Yes, I think she's quite right. And with Caitlin as well, to ask Putin to stop and she needs to stop spreading fake news as that Caitlin woman. And also, I love the bit where she just, thank you for the question, Washington Post. That makes me chuckle. What won't we do without the Washington Post? And also, conclusive proof that it's all Albrego Garcia's fault, for him being in the position that he is, because if he'd have been born in Norway, he certainly won't be in Salvador prison right now, then, would he? Yeah, some cross nearly big enough for a real crucifixion. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Good evening, Joe. Hope you're well. Hope you're very well. Another one of my fantastic moderators. She's absolutely brilliant. Caroline Levitt ain't nothing but money and bitches. she's known as Andrex in the close deformed circles. Great wiping fartage backside for him. You're not wrong, Nimash Storm. Yeah, complicated is certainly one word. You're not wrong there. Oh dear. But she's brilliant, is Lysandra Vasquez. If you're not following her on Twitter, you should do. She is absolutely top draw. She's absolute top bobbins. But I know I love her when she's, thank you for that question, Washington Post. With that grin. But don't you worry, there's plenty more of Lysandra Vasquez later on. Does a prayer circle before Levitt does a prayer circle before every presser. What a hypocrite. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's have a bit of a mosey on. But let's just say that let's just say that remember last week we had remember last week where we had a former senator who's now having a change of scenery. Yes, he's changing you could say the corridors of power to now spending 87 months in the corridors of prison. Well, yes, I think you know where we're going on this. But of course, we will cover this news in the only way it should be, with candour, humour and mirth. So take it away, Maggie Reed.
Hey, George.
Hey, Maggie.
I just heard you got sentenced to 87 months in prison for fraud and identity theft. Is there anything I can do?
I love it when you make impersonations of me.
Aw, you want one last impression? You got it.
But I would really prefer you didn't use the same raggedy wig that you used to do Carrie Lake every time.
Okay, but the raggedy Carrie Lake wig is all I got. And face it, it works.
I think everybody here should really follow Maggie Reed on social media because she is a volleyball star.
Aw, you're so sweet. Well, enjoy prison and one last parody, okay?
Hi.
Bye. Hey, George.
Yes. Yes. All I say is I cannot believe what I'm going to say, but I agree with George Santos. Maggie Reed is an absolute fantastic volleyball star. Whatever that's supposed to mean, but it sounds good, so please do follow her because she's an absolute national treasure, isn't she? Now, from, let's just say from one national treasure to another. Yes, we have a... Yes, because the piss-taking of George Santos doesn't end there. You know me, I couldn't resist. Before we get... Happy Friday, good evening Dennis Pennis, and good evening Richard Grumpygate. I hope you well. Oh, don't you worry, Cat Smith. She does I've got a bit of her doing a Fab Melania a bit later on. Don't you worry about that. But good evening, Grumpygate. Hope you're well. And good evening, Trump failed. Ha ha. That's a great name, is that? That's a great name. Trump failed. Ha ha. Brilliant. So, but yes, from one national treasure to another, we have the wonderful, the irreplaceable John Walsh. take it away.
Now, sachet away.
Well, I'm not leaving. If Rue thinks I'm leaving this competition, this queen's got another thing coming. I was on Hannah Montana, and I deserve to be here. That I am certain of.
Seems as though there's an uncertainty, and there's no reason for you to be uncertain.
What is she doing here? If she's a judge, this entire thing is rigged against me.
I don't want to hear any goddamn excuses anymore.
This is ridiculous.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to vacate your seat.
You cannot make me resign from the boots the house down of representatives. I am Miss Ravachi. Miss Katara Ravachi.
Security!
Now,
Yes, security, please escort our Katara Ravachi, our Miss Katara Ravachi, from the building and take him to the nearest building of correction, please, I suppose you could say. Very funny. Don't you worry. I'm not seeing the last of our John Walsh either. So if you're not following John Walsh on Twitter, you should do. He does some fantastic stuff. Such a confusing video. Yeah, you're not wrong there. But yes, that was the irreplaceable John Walsh. Good evening, Rab Higgins. Hope you're very well. Sonny deformed Runcut. Oh dear. Getting on the scrumpy to drown me sorrows. Oh dear. I'm so sorry, my dear fellow. Oh dear. It's all going so just don't worry about it. And I just give you a quick sec. Oh no, it's all right. Don't worry about it. I just want to. But yes, that's the wonderful and irreplaceable John Walsh. Absolutely hilarious. But like now, I suppose this one is in a little bit of a way for my daughter, because I, for one, I've always been somebody who's. Good evening, Matt Parker. Hope you're well. Hope you're very well. But I love a very good practical joke, and all I can say is that let's just say, have you ever tried a practical joke with some peanut butter and a cotton wool bud? A cotton wool bud, you know, and those for a delicate stomach. Maybe you should look away. But this... Yes, pretend you're sticking it in your ear.
You need to get a Q-tip. Oh!
When's the last time you cleaned your ears?
Can't believe that
12
fell.
years ago? 13? That's gross! What? Come on! What are you doing? That's disgusting! Brianna! Ew. Oh my god! You got in my ear. That was not in your ear. That's not in my ear. Oh my god! Stop! Stop!
She goes to DCU. We're getting arrested. No,
What now? You're eating it. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's disgusting.
Poor fella. So you know what to do now with your brother, you know. If you've got some peanut butter, see what's coming out of me here. I'm watching Honk. That's a daily occurrence for me, but it's real. Good evening. Wake up and smell the rosaries. Good evening. Pals. Glad to see you home. But yes, I understand what you mean, Alistair. Yes, it's quite the it's quite the not the one for if you've got a bit of a delicate stomach, but I do love a bit of a practical joke, and I thought that would make my daughter chuckle. But good evening, the Paranormal Channel. Hope you're very, very well. And and there was somebody else. I'm sure I'd missed. There's somebody else I'd seen. I'm sure there was. Good evening, Matt Parker. That's it. I knew I'd seen somebody else. We're doing my head in there. And good evening, Ad Archive. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a lovely day. Because to be said, I have to say, for it to be, they were saying it's supposed to. But I'm trying to restrain my dancing dentures here. I have to say the weather's been absolutely beautiful, hasn't it? Been absolutely gorgeous. So I hope everybody is having a lovely day. Does anyone remember Father Jack's earwax candles from Father Ted? I can't say that I have. Are we having any big country this week? No, unfortunately, but we got something a little bit better. But anyway, as I say, I do love a good prank, and I thought that would be something that maybe my daughter might just find quite interesting, because I know she likes to annoy your brother, don't you? I know you do. Admit it, you do. So when I saw that, I thought of you. That'd be something that you might just do. Just don't do it when he's eating, though. Yeah, exactly. Wake up and smell the rosaries. Yuck. But anyway, do you remember last week there was a major event? Yes, it was Pope Francis's funeral. And there were all the world leaders. You know, they were all there. You know, in their black suits, and they were all you could say they were all there to pay their last respects. Well, I hope I'm doing a bit of sexy mic dancing then. And well, there was a you could say the picture of the year. You could say there was a picture of the year of the certain Mango Mussolini and Zelensky, you know, having a face-to-face in the meeting. Well, we have found some unseen footage of what actually happened, and what actually happened, and what was actually said, and what you might see just might actually shock you. It was only a couple of seconds, but let's just say it's shocking. Yes, something tells me Zelensky wasn't happy with the deal that he was offered. Yeah, I think something stirring with him is telling me that he's telling him, no, I'm not happy with that deal. Yeah, have a bit. I was another way of saying, have it. Saying, have it. Yes. I heard that some chap called Sir Larry has been disparaging my beloved leader with a video called Liar for Hire, as if Nigel would lie. Disgraceful. Just you wait till I have words with Sir Larry. Disgraceful. I'll tell him that I will tell him that Anne Widdecombe's coming after him now for this, you know, for casting aspersions on her dear leader. Disgraceful behaviour. And like, you know, yes. Like I say, I don't know about you, but something told me that he said no to the original deal. But see, the thing is, the one thing you can always say about our Trumple thin-skinned was the fact that, let's just say, when he went there, let's just say he did his best not to stand out in the crowd, as you can tell. Yes, in his, well, almost black suit, almost famous black suit. Yeah, so conclusive proof that, yes, he didn't want to make it all about himself. He just basically wanted to, go there and pay his last respects to what you could say the Pope, the woke Pope, you could say. Do you think Farage Trump support will hurt him in the general election? Good evening, Ninja Vestas. Hope you're well. It's on the original mineral deal. Yes. Yes. Do you think Trump support will hurt him? Well, he's deeply unpopular here, isn't he, Trump? So you probably think so. And what? Wake up and smell the rosemary. Are you saying that our fearless leader fell asleep? No way. No chance did our fearless leader fall asleep. Oh, right. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, you're right there. Yeah, he did. He fell asleep. Yes, he snored like a trooper. Yes, proper catching some Z's. No, nobody can ever call me Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. Good evening, Ian. Hope you're well. Hope you're very, very well, my dear friend. And welcome to the Friday Frolic, where we just have a bit of a good giggle. But yes, there was, you could say there was no getting, it fits in with the clown makeup he wears all the time. Yes, exactly. He probably snores for America. Yeah, he probably does. Yes, but see, the thing is with but you say whatever you like about our Donald. Yeah, Trump in blue, Melania likes black. But what I will say is that, say whatever you will, when I was catching Z's, anybody touches him, he will not notice. Believe me, as you can tell. Never noticed a thing. As soon as Biden went near him, noticed straight away. He noticed straight away, she's just shaking. Yes, especially when he put the pea on the top of his head. Noticed straight away. My second cousin's husband is the ambassador for Malta. I am worried for his safety. Oh dear. Like a chainsaw, Hassan, yes. Catching flies again. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, so... Yes. I'm scared, very scared at the adoption of Trump values in the UK. It doesn't look good. Well, the thing is, he's not very popular over here, so I do have a sneaky feeling that I don't think it will last as long as what people cock and balls by Biden. Yes, exactly. So I basically, if I'm honest, Ian, I'm not really. Because look at it this way, when it comes to both parties, whichever party you're in, or you support, be it whether you support Labour or whether you support Conservatives, or whether you support SNP or Plaid Cymru, they can always replace their leader. Who's Reform going to replace once he's got bored? And he realises, because I don't think he'll win the election the next election. That's my view. I don't think he will. In fact, the more I watch it, he won't, because there's no way he's going to get enough enough people to stand, and I don't think his toxic views will really, you could say, sit well with every voter. Because I've seen people I've been watching a couple of odd live streams from one or two of the Fruit Loops, and they are not happy with Nige because he's not going full on the immigration bit, because he realises for him to get anywhere near to power, he's going to have to soften on his immigration stance. And let's just say, I watched one live stream where basically was calling reform left-wing commies because of his changed stance on immigration. They are absolute Fruit Loops. So with him, he's softening on immigration to try and pull in the rational voters. He's losing his a few of his in the base with the Fruit Loops. Do the local elections hint that Farage is going to do a deal with the Tories and become Tory leader? Do you think Kemi Badenoch would accept that? I've a funny feeling now, and I've also heard a lot of people who are in the refuck fold, you could say, if basically saying if they do a deal with the Tories, they will just say I'm out. They'll say I'm out, and I get the feeling it'll be a few in the Conservative Party that'll be too much. So I have a funny feeling that they won't. I get the feeling he's in that strange situation where he's got to isn't a gold card freedom of movement in disguise. I suppose in a way, for the right price, it probably is, isn't it? Probably is. You're probably right there. But I personally think that he will, if he does a deal with the Conservative Party, I think they will lose the One Nation Tories. I get the feeling they will either, depending on how much to the centre they are, they'll either go with Lib Dems or possibly with Labour, and I think the Fruit Loops will go to UKIP. Most of our team are recycled Tory rejects, though. Yeah, exactly. And I've heard a few people who are absolute Fruit Loops who think that I'll tell you a tale where I was listening to a guy, I've forgotten his name now, where I just fell off my chair in hysterics laughing. Proper Rupert Law fan, thinks he should be Prime Minister, and some of the stuff he was saying, and some of the stuff that he was saying about reform and UKIP, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. He thinks that Keir Starmer is some sort of like communist, wokey communist, and I'm sat there thinking, I've spoken to a fair few communist people who cannot stand Keir Starmer, so if they were listening to this, they would have his guts for garters for even considering putting them in the same box as Keir Starmer. Also, but I do give something generally wrong with a Tory. Just saying, well, yeah, you put probably right actually. But anyway, I'm not going to go too delve into it. But as I say, when it comes to these council elections, you could say that. Let's be honest, that the government in power, they always do tend to get a bit of a bloody nose, don't they? It's always, oh good evening, Tone, hope you're very, very well. And it does always tend to be a bit of a protest for, you know, give the government at the time a bit of a bloody nose. You know, not to take my vote for granted. But I do recognise that Labour have made some right horrendous rickets since they've been in power. Absolute nut jobs. I've sat there thinking, that's not a good look. But anyway. Oh, no, what is it? No, all I can say is, just, I'll just say, hope you enjoy the show, Ian. That's what I'm trying to say. Get my teeth in. But anyway, let's get back to this. As I say, while he was snoring away, let's just say that he made sure that nothing was, he missed out on nothing, you know, like any slight movement, anybody touch him, he would shut up. Yes, anybody touch him, he knew straight away, as you can tell. Yes, so nothing got past him. Good evening, Power to the People. If you're not subscribed to Power to the People, please subscribe. Yes, it does some brilliant stuff. Especially does the 5 reasons why so-and-so is a bit of a twat. Good evening, Leapshin. I do hope you're very, very well. I watch all your stuff, even the secret camera. Oh, dear. You definitely don't want to be watching any of that stuff. Definitely not. Yes, exactly, as I was saying. Still snoring for America. Beware of the dog, especially Jack Russells, because they can be quite feisty and frisky, can't they? This dog is hilarious. Yes, absolutely. Cheers for that, Alistair. The Poop's funeral, my goodness. Yes, exactly. There was a lot going on in the funeral. Yes. Yes. But yes. Made sure that nobody pranked him whatsoever. He was fully aware of what was going off. Yes, my fearless leader and lover of milkshakes has declared formed as the official opposition with our huge 6 MPs form. You'll all get it. Taxi for deformed. Yes, exactly. It would be funny if it was a huge St. Bernard. Yes, or a Russian bear. Oh, Graham, you've got an admirer. Yes, clearly Anne Widdecombe liked your video that you did. You did about her. Clearly she was very impressed. Good evening, Tommy Lee. Hope you're well, my dear friend. Hope you're very, very well. But yes, as you can see, he made it. He didn't make it all about him, and not once did he fall asleep. Not once. Not once at all. But anyway, as we can say, but all I will say is that during this during the funeral, there was one person who, let's just say, whose thoughts were missing in this whole escapade. And yes, yes, you're not only barking up the wrong tree, you're in the wrong forest. I polished up my dancing dentures just for you, power of the people. Oh dear. Oh, we could have romance in the chat. Yes, can we have some romantic music, please? If I had a guitar in reach, I would try and play some romantic music just for you two. Dinner for two for Granny Wobblebottom and Graham Price. Or would it be? Would it be a romantic takeaway at the local takeaway tuck shop? But like I was saying, there was there was one person whose thoughts was severely missing in all that was going off. Yes, it was the one and only Melania Trump. So take it away.
Okay, Melania, only a little bit longer of pretending to love husband at the Pope's funeral. Oh, jeez. Donald is the only one here wearing a blue suit. The media is going to be all over this. Little do they know that he had on a black suit, but he shat his pants and had to change. I can still smell it, though. This is a lovely service for the Pope, though. But it is a little strange that we are here. I mean, the Pope did not like my husband, and it's my birthday. It really makes no sense why we are here. Oh my God, that's it. This is a joint funeral and surprise party for me. Of course. Okay, Melania, get it together. Try and act surprised when everyone stops the mourning and starts to sing you happy birthday. Nice try, Donald, but you can't fool me.
Yes, so thank you, Melania, for your sacrifice to mankind, and also thank you for clearing up the reason why he wasn't wearing his black suit. Simple reason, he shit that, so he had to wear that, shit his pants, so he basically had to wear that clown's outfit, as you saw earlier on. So all I can say is, thank you for your service, Melania. But yes, so a jolly good squire got some funk IPA for tonight. Yes, I've got some Cruz Campo tonight. Gonna have a couple later on, but not too many. Big game tomorrow. Big game tomorrow. Come on, you mighty bantams. One last push and then it's promotion. And then I will be absolutely trousered for the rest of the night. Oh, I will have a mammoth headache. Mammoth headache tomorrow if we win. But yes, I'm just watching. Yes, I'm just watching the romantic sweet nothings between Graham Price and Granny Wobblebottom. I shudder to think what you look like without them. I even bought some nice ribbed for your pleasure surgical stockings. Now there's a promise you cannot refuse, can you? Graham and Granny up to tree kissing. Oh yes, behind the bike sheds. Oh yes, got to finish the garden. For the comment, thank you for the go. Hope to see you again. No worries, Paranormal Channel. Have a lovely weekend. And I've got a nice bottle of Pimm's and some cucumber sandwiches here. Oh, you are being spoilt rotten now, Graham. I'm pottering about doing stuff around the house while listening, so if I've ignored any messages or anything, don't take offence. There's only one person who will take offence if you ignore her advances, Graham. My God, 47 watching. Oh, we're not a bad night then. I'm not doing bad then. I'm quite happy with that. Apparently, Prince Willie wore one to match. You taken. I do apologise, Mad Monk. I really do apologise. But yes, like as I say, yes, it was Melania's birthday, you could say, and let's just say it did not go unnoticed. Her sacrifice that she made for the good of the country. Yes, she has made the ultimate sacrifice for you could say I nearly said king and country, but you could say for the American people. She's barking up the wrong tea in the wrong forest, on the wrong island, in the wrong sea, in the wrong hellsphere. Don't worry about it, Graham. I'm sure I'm sure Granny Wobblebottom will be able to make it up to Liverpool. And not going to be my dance partner and come dancing then. I'm sure she can make her way up to Liverpool, no problems. But anyway, like as I say, her you could say her sacrifice didn't go unnoticed. So, as you will see, there was a briefing on the 27th of April where Caroline Levitt, she wasted no time in highlighting, the First Lady's sacrifice for the country, and also, to her horror, she does notice that somebody very, very important in the breast briefing room is missing.
Did the First Lady get to do anything special for her birthday yesterday? Thank you for asking that, Washington Post. Thank you. Yes, it was Melania Trump, the First Lady's birthday yesterday, and she sacrificed her birthday time. And you know how girly pops love to celebrate their birthdays, but she celebrated it. She will have a celebration another day, but she did wear black, which, as we know, her color palette is actually true summer. So she did sacrifice by wearing a color that's not her palette, although she is beautiful in every color. She's the ultimate class act. Sure.
Pete Hegseth was using his personal phone number attached to several...
Okay, and more questions about Pete Hegseth. You guys are obsessed. It's like you have a crush on him or something. I understand that he is conventionally handsome, but not my type. Too young. Yuck. Pete Hegseth, so he had his phone number attached to some platforms, his personal phone number, as if we don't know what's in a number, what's in a name, what's in a number, okay? So what? We all know 8675309. Is that a big deal? 281-330-8004. Who? Exactly. It doesn't matter. 1-800-CARS for kids. We all know so many phone numbers. It doesn't matter. You're fake news and you don't care. Where's Caitlin? I usually smell the desperation in liberal tears and I cannot find her. Where is she? Correspondence dinner? She's hungover? Sure.
Do you have a statement on the Wisconsin courts and how they are changing the way that...
Thank you for asking that. Wisconsin, standing on business, standing up to ICE. Okay, let's end it here. Okay, because clearly you people need to be subpoenaed. The Trump administration is going to take a really tough stand on this fake news, and basically I'm disappointed in all of you, and you should all frankly be so grateful that you've even been able to be allowed in this administration that's so transparent and so forthcoming, and the leadership in here, especially of our deal maker in chief, who's basically has China begging us to do business with them.
Yes. China absolutely begging to do business with them. She's absolutely... Yes, I have to agree. when it comes to the press, what's their fascination with Pete Hegseth, whatever his name is? Can't they just Peter Smith or something, you know? Have an easy name for this poor Yorkshire bloke to get his tongue around. You know, and his signal scandal, disgraceful. And what's also disgraceful is, Caitlin going on a correspondence dinner to get absolutely trousered. Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour. How dare she? Caroline Levitt cannot function in a press meeting without her. Scott Bessett's it's been a momentous 100 days with you at the helm, and I view this 100 days as setting the table for peace deals, trade deals, tax deals. That the next 100 days will be harvesting. Well, that was unsettling. Meanwhile, in China, the computer says, No. Absolutely. Yes. But she's absolutely brilliant, isn't she? Lysandra Vasquez, she's absolutely top drawer. Yes, but anyway, all I will say is we have a, let's just say we have a, you could say we have an interview, a rare interview with someone that you may know, who, let's just say, is, see if I can find it now. Yes, let's just say that he, yes, well, I'll be blunt and honest, that this man, you have to hang on to his every word, because for the simple reason that he's now going to speak about what happened in Canada. Yes, it's the leader of the free world, well, not anymore, our Donald Trump, as he talks about Canada electing Mike Carney.
So yesterday, our neighbour, though they're not acting very neighbourly, the people to the north of us, called Canada, they elected somebody so weak and so stupid named Mark Carney, though we call him Corny because he's very corny. They had a chance to elect somebody who I did like until he tried to separate himself from me, Pierre Paul, which is, I told him, just call yourself Peter P. Make it a little stronger sounding, but he insisted on his full name, Pierre Paul, which is very French and gives off a very weak sort of image. I told him, be strong, and he decided to be French and weak, and he lost like a dog to Mark Corney, who will continue horrible radical left policies in Canada, like national pride and not becoming the 51st state. And by the way, Canada, the whole nice thing about being the 51st state, that's off the table. You're going to wish you were the 51st state. Instead, you're going to become like a 15th territory, like Guam. You could have been like great states like Mississippi and Alabama, but instead you're now going to be French-Canadian Guam, where nobody really knows what the hell you do. And this is what, this is the thing. And also, by the way, I had this Canadian flag ready in case Pepe Le Pew, in case he won and Canada accidentally showed strength. But now I will be getting rid of this stupid flag. You see how stupid this is? A leaf. You put a leaf on your flag. Oh, because no other country has trees and leaves. What a unique national identifier. Very good, Canada. We are the place that has trees and leaves. Aren't we special? No, you're not special. And you're not going to become the 51st state. You might become a territory, which is, that's like what we do with the Mexicans in Puerto Rico. We make them a territory. So it's not a good place to be in the territory space. But now, of course, Canada is just going to continue their losing streak. They are probably going to lose the Stanley Cup again. A lot of teams competing, and probably going to be, maybe it'll be the Florida Panthers again. By the way, I live in Florida, so I'm also better at hockey than your stupid country and your new corny Prime Minister, Mark Corny. So everybody celebrate. Go to Tim Hortons, have your non-Dunkin' Donuts, and walk around, let everybody tax the crap out of you. You charge more money for books. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Some of you speak French. Some of you speak English. All of you say a boot and a. And then the worst thing, elbows up. You're very elbows up. Guess what? In America, we fight with fists. You guys fight with elbows. We fight with fists. And in a battle of fists versus elbows, fists win. Okay? You never see a UFC fight. Well, they elbow the person when they're down. But otherwise, it's fists, okay? So, good luck, Canada. We don't want you. We might take you. But enjoy Corny, because you made a stupid, stupid mistake. Oh, Canada, we are so dumb for this.
Yes, so that was the fearless leader of the not-so-free world now. Our Donald Trump. Yes, well done, JL Carvin. He's absolutely brilliant, isn't he? Somebody mentioned it. Ah, yes. Tommy Lee Cadden. Yeah, this guy does a good Trump impersonation. But have you heard Shane Gillis do Trump? I certainly haven't. I think that'll be a name I will definitely have to, without doubt, look up. I do love a fantastic Trump impression. Mark Corney, yeah, that made me chuckle. Do you used to watch TNA wrestling? I've only heard of a wrestler called Scott Steiner. Call it Mexican. I remember the Steiner brothers. That's going back a fair few years, Now we're heading off into Reagan Elite's territory now. He's never been hit in the face by an elbow. Yeah, exactly, Jan Wallace. Good point. Yes. There's an amazing Chinese Trump. Yeah, there is. Good evening, Cathology. Hope you're well. Hope you're very. And you mentioned Alistair McAllister. I do have a little bit of little bit more of Alistair McAllister, where I have to say the last bit I'll be showing. All I will say is it broke me. I was watching it and I was practically on the floor in stitches, and my son was looking at me as if to say, I wasn't right sure if you were laughing or crying, Dad. And I says, a bit of both. I was in hysterics. Oh, so you're listening? I thought you might be Reagan Elite. Yes, we don't want to dive too much into your territory because there could be a copyright problem. But anyway, that was our fearless leader, basically giving his viewpoint on the reason why Canada didn't win. Reason why Canada didn't win the yeah, here we go. Reason why Canada didn't win reason why the Pierre Paul or whatever he likes. got some names, but yeah, Mark Carney. That's funny. Yeah, so give it on how the Canadian election went. I see you heading. I take it you're heading off then, Castle. Oh no, it is. Hopefully you have a lovely weekend, my friend, and take care. A leader with a PhD virus in 8-year-olds. Yes, exactly. But yes, now unfortunately, shocking news. We're going to have to head across the pond, as there's been another deportation to El Salvador again. But this time, let's just say, it's one of our own. Yes, we have had a Brit that's been sent over to El Salvador. Yes, our very own Colin from Portsmouth.
Colin from Portsmouth is on the line. Hello, Colin.
I am disgusted, Anthony. Absolutely disgusted.
Sorry. I know we haven't heard from you for a while. You got American, Colin? Is this because Penny Mordaunt's become head of Big Tobacco?
Pure sex, that woman. No. I've been in America. And if you can't be bothered to assimilate when you're in another country, you should be deported. Yeah. That's what I tell all the immigrants, except the English people in Spain. They're fine.
Of course. Did you go to America? Why then? Why did you go to America, Colin?
Their tourism was dropped off because the rest of the world are traitors. I'm showing my appreciation to Trump, just like Farage does.
Yes.
Apart from those times when it doesn't suit him politically. The raging hypocrite.
Plus the dollar's weaker than it's ever been, so good for us.
Chips here, mate.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
God bless unprecedented economic mismanagement. So I've gone to Disneyland and I've gone for the full tourist experience and been deported to a jail in El Salvador.
You've been deported, Colin?
And rightly so. You don't know how much of a wrong-un I might be.
No.
And those ICE agents, they are delightful, mate. Anyone complaining about those guys is a snowflake. You answer me this, right? If they're Nazis, then why have they got American accents, eh?
You haven't committed a crime, Colin.
Oh, you're so 2024, Anthony. Just like two-tier bloody Keir Starmer you are. Anyway, mate, gotta go. The guards are flinging a bowl full of porridge at us in a minute. I'll keep your mouth open in case I catch any.
Good
Thanks
for you.
for having me on. Amor de la familia.
Amor a la familia, Colin. Love to the family.
It's not weird going to Disneyland without any children.
Yes, our poor Colin has now been deported to now fight for his life and survival with MS-13 in a desperate attempt just for a mouthful of porridge. And I definitely agree with him. It's definitely not weird to go to Disneyland without any children. But, love to the family. Yes, has Colin got off his ankle bracelets that were given to him courtesy of his local constabulary? Love to the family. Yes, Colin is now Bubba Love's interest. It pains me to say it, but Mordaunt, it's pretty hot. I'm going to... Yes. There's always one. Oh dear. You certainly won't want to be waking up next to that Tory, would you? But Tommy, oh dear. Yes, absolutely, Joe, yes. We all do have our weird dark secrets. Wake up and smell rosemaries. You're not happy. You're not impressed. Is MS-13 the youth department in Marks and Sparks? Poundland penny, Tommy. Poundland penny for Tommy Lee Curden. Raising Tory swords, Mordaunt. Yes. Certain is a bit. She was certainly feisty, wasn't she, when she was in Parliament? Penny would spite you with giant kebab. Yes, she certainly would. Oh dear. She can hold a heavy sword for hours. Yeah, I suppose it depends on how heavy it is. Tommy Lee Karen going from raising swords to boots. Oh dear. But yes, that was our dear. That was our dear Colin, as he was as he was, you could say, is now deported in a jail in El Salvador. Poor Colin. But anyway, now this is, well, my weakness are the gingers, so I better shut up. Oh dear, it's all coming out now. The gingers. So I'm just trying to think of Penny loves the village people in the Navy. But anyway, this is for my lovely daughter, because I know she likes to annoy my brother. Well, annoy her brother, should I say? And I've got a couple of little bit of pranks just for you to give you some ideas. What's all I can say is to my daughter, as I stop myself from getting entangled in all my wires, what's one of the things that your brother is scared of? Yes, I think you know. Give it a quick sec. Just building the tension. Yes, I think you know. Well, I'll give you a subtle hint.
I don't know. Josh.
What? Why are you calling me?
No! I should try the TikTok video.
Baby. Tyler, what is that? Baby, what is that? Babe.
Trying this spider filter on my fiance.
That is so good. Oh God! Hey babe, will you look at this video?
I don't remember his name, but look.
Huh?
Why does everybody keep saying you look like him?
No. What's that? Huh?
Show you this video really quick. It's right there.
Okay. Ouch. Okay, Jay, we've been asked how we met. Please tell.
Oh yes. Yes, I think we all get the picture of Yes, Alistair, yes, I think, yes, you worked it out, my dear friend. Best you stop thinking about Penny if you're having a kebab. Tommy Lee Karen might conjure up an erotic image onto you. Oh dear. Ouch. I kind of want to go to Durham and get a kebab, just so I can send a photo to Graham Hughes to be like, you were right, they do give it all separately. Yes. Spider-Man, yes, exactly, spiders. So you know what you could do. Or, if you want, you could actually go a bit of good evening, global citizen, hope you're well, hope you're very, very, very well. Or you could just maybe go, Route 1. Maybe you know, just do away with all the fancy technology and just go Route 1.
There's something on the window. No.
Yes.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Gene! Gene!
Yes, so all I'm going to say is if you have a family member who thinks the best way to get rid of a spider is to just blow up the whole house, you know what to do. Would you freak out? God, Smith, the spider video freaks me out. Yes. Well, it just kind of, because like when I saw him, it just kind of reminded me of, let's just say that, it kind of reminded me of a story with our son. It was like, oh, he's not a fan of spiders. He's not a fan of spiders because for the simple reason, I remember once me and my wife, we were downstairs, and we were downstairs, and my wife got a message from, and it was on Messenger, from his. It was a message from our son, and it was, Mom, and so, and she just started giggling and said, "Have you seen this?" And what it was is put Mom, because he was in his bedroom at the time, and he's put that, and there's a picture of a spider just on the wall under the door, just above the door to leave his bedroom. Well, I just laughed. He said, Mom, you get rid of spider. Oh, he's like, there's times, you know, when it, because like he works late sometimes, and when he comes home late, what he'll tend to do is he'll get his Xbox on. And speaking of Xbox, if you want to see my son play some of his games on Xbox, he's got a YouTube channel, God's Last Gift, he calls it. You know, incredibly modest is my son. I'll give him that. But it says at times I'll be just sat on the floor playing my game, and I could see something just crawling around the living room, and as soon as he sees it, you think, I'm gonna get off the floor and get on the settee. You know, you have the floor, spider. Just leave me be. Next thing you'll see it crawling on the arm of the settee as if to say, well, it says, well, spider's looking at me as if to say, yeah, human. A scared human. I'm going to make him uncomfortable. All I can say is thank God we don't live in Australia, because like the spiders over there, you can saddle, can't you? Put a saddle on. It's like over in Australia, you know, with some animals they've got there, you know, getting in the shower, you take your life into your own hands, don't you? That's how it will be when they realise they have to govern. Yeah, I bet they would do and all. See, the thing is, I personally think that when it comes to them, if that actually happened, he would shit his pants. I'm telling you, because he's a heckler, that's all he's and all he ever will be. He doesn't want to be in charge of the country, because then it just destroys the whole myth about him, you know. It's a little bit like the Brian Clough of football management. You know, they always say Brian Clough, the best English manager best manager that England never had, and sort of that stuff. It's that great mistake, isn't it? That I think that's huntsman spiders. Yeah, exactly. If this was me, I would be jumping out the motherfucking window. Yes. That's our son. Definitely is. Are you back now? That's how. Are you back now, Stephen Bankett? Glad to see it. And good evening, Dodgy Syrup. My beautiful plumage has been mistaken for a spider several times. Yes, we have a superstar in our midst. Yes, we have the man of the hour now, who's got a jet set career on television now, and could soon be heading off into Big Brother. So, how's the TV career getting on? With Mr. Dodgy Syrup, and strangely enough, we've seen nothing from Rachel from accounting. Because actually, I think there'll be one or two in the chat who'll be wanting some tea. But anyway, let's just say, are we not moving on, please? I'd rather battle with them, Eniac Rottweiler. Oh dear. Yes, right, I'll move on. But all I can say is that if you have children like I do, and this is all for you loyal, trusting fathers out there, and if you receive this phone call, all I will say is just don't fall for it, because you are on a hiding for nothing.
Dad?
What?
I just got caught. I just got pulled over by the cops for speeding, and I told them that you fell and that I needed to come get you, and now they're following me home because they don't believe me. It doesn't make... Yes.
Here.
Yeah, and I was speeding, and I told them that you fell and that I had to come, like, help you. So just, they're coming and they're following me.
What am I doing?
I don't know. You have to figure it out. Okay, bye. Love you.
Hey! Hey!
Dad, I'm kidding. There's no cops.
What?
I was pranking you.
What?
Dad?
Yes.
What?
Yes. So if they ring you to cover their terrible misjudgments and mishaps and mistakes, tell them where to go and don't fall for it. Also, all I'm going to say is thank God my daughter doesn't know how to drive, because I didn't needles and a rubber for the first time. I just attempted needles felt in a robin for the first time. I once worked in a food warehouse, and a giant tarantula came in with a shipment of bananas. It caused a major panic. They had to get a spider expert from the zoo to collect it. Jesus Christ. Yes, exactly, Cat Smith. All I'm saying is if any of my kids had said that, oh, Dad, you're going to have to pretend you've had a fall. I said, what do you mean? What do you mean? Dad, you're at that age now, where you don't fall over, you've now had a fall. So the cops are following me to just make it look convincing. Yeah, I'd go even further, with half my food all over my face, in kitchen, baked beans all down my jumper. So, oh, thank God you've arrived. I've fallen and I can't get up. Officer Dibble, can you feed me? I'll just say I know the feeling, and my poor parents. Stephen Binning, you when I was restocking bananas, Jesus Christ. I can imagine it'll be just stood there, looking at it as if say, yeah, you got a problem. I remember one time I was in where I was probably doing some creating or whatever on my laptop, and everything was all quiet. Not a problem. Not a problem. And you know, I'm just about to grab my mouse, and this big spider was just stood on my mouse, and as if to say, yeah. And I'm sat there, what the fuck? I did so when I was a kid, yeah. If you had to choose, who would you rather have as Prime Minister, Boris or Farage? Jesus Christ. I suppose in a way it would probably be, if I had to choose, it would probably, for me, neither of them. If it was for slinging them in prison, yeah, both of them. But if I had to choose between one out of the two, I'd probably go with Boris Johnson, because I just get the feeling he's somebody who wants to be liked. He would like, whereas I just get the feeling with Nigel Farage, he doesn't really give a shit. I don't know, but that's a tough question. My God, everybody in the chat, who, if you had to choose, who would it be? By God, wouldn't that be like getting out of the frying pan and into the fire? Exactly, Alistair. Yeah, no, not any of them. Yes, a friend of mine phoned his mum from my house once and told her he'd had an accident on his motorbike. He was in hospital and would need pins put in his legs. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, that is, good evening, Sonic, hope you're well, but that is cruel. That is very, very cruel. Oh dear. That's, my God. I remember once scaring my mum when she was reversing out of her. I was sat in back seat, and I just couldn't resist it. She was reversing out of somebody's driveway, and I just and I was sat in back seat, and I just bumped something. I went, what you done? And she just stopped and said, what have I hit? And I said, no, you haven't. It was just me. I just went like that and called me all names under the sun and threw a paper cup at me. She wasn't impressed, I suppose, quite rightly too, when I think Boris is a top boy, but I'm prejudiced. He too has a beautiful plumage. Yes, so clearly, for our dodgy syrup, it's polishes that don't matter, it's the hair. It's all about the hair. It's all about the hair. That's all that matters. Exactly, Alistair K. Yeah. An hour and a half has just flown by. It doesn't seem that late. It just seems to fly by, you know. Spend a bit of, the cat is better in every way compared to Johnson and Farage, and has outlasted them all. I totally agree. Yes, I think if I ever managed to do a poll, a bit choice between Farage, Boris, or Sir Larry, I think we know who would win hands down. Newts instead. Can't we choose the Newts instead of Boris? Yes. Oh dear. My God, now that would be like out of the frying pan and into the fire, wouldn't it? Jesus Christ. But anyway, speaking of Boris, I have something a little bit special about our. I'd rather have a carrot as Prime Minister. You may mock, but there'll be certain over the years there'll have been certain constituencies down south, you know where safe Tory seats, where if you'd have put a blue rosette on a tub of lard, they would vote for the tub of lard. That's how mental they are down there. I would go with Nigel. Why? Because we've already had BJ as Prime Minister, and that was terrible. Farage is at least untested and may somehow, somewhere, be slightly less worse. I just think exactly Frederick Rother. At least the carrot would be more intelligent. Exactly, totally agree. Good evening, Sir Larry the cat, and thank you for your service. And I saw that wonderful picture of you dropping your wonderful deposits in the Prime Minister's loafers, and thank you for your services. Much appreciated. Well, they did vote Jeremy Hunt back in. Yes, exactly. And they also voted Oliver Dowden back in as well, didn't they? Unbelievable. But yeah, all I got to say is thank you for that little uptake by Reagan Elite. He reminded me of it, and I thought, yes, I'm going to show it. But anyway, let's just yes. All I can say is yes. All I can say is we're going to have to go through this. I do apologise, my dear friends. Yes, but it has to be done. It really does has to be done. Unfortunately, we are going to have to go through, yes, that interview in the White House, because as we are a serious political show, we are going to have to do the serious political stuff. So let's get through it. I know it's going to be tough for you all, and it's going to be really, really difficult, but it has to be done. Let's take it away.
Mr. President, thank you for
doing
this.
Thank you very much.
Here in the Oval Office, it's special. 100 days into your second term.
It feels like 100 years, am I right?
I want to start with the economy, the number one issue for so many people, for just about everybody. People are worried, even some people who voted for you saying, I didn't sign up for this. So how do you answer those concerns?
Well, they did sign up for this, actually. Sucks to suck, I guess.
Don't your tariffs cut against that promise you made to bring prices?
Well, yes, but I didn't cause this problem. Since I came in, gas prices are down, egg prices are down. We had so many eggs for Easter. At least that's what the Easter Bunny told me. He said there was a surplus.
Let's move on to immigration. And let me ask you about one man and one court order. Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He sent him back to El Salvador and acknowledged in court that was a mistake. And now the Supreme Court has upheld an order that you must return him to the United States. What are you doing to comply?
Well, as Kamala Harris would say, we're not going back. And more specifically, he's not coming back. See what I did there? He was a bad cookie, and I'm not really the one making these decisions.
But you are the president.
Now, listen, I got elected. I closed the border. We closed it up tight. And he was a member of a gang. On his knuckles, it said MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13. I really saw it.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted.
He has the proof and all. He has come with receipts as our Donald Trump.
That way, but
Jerry, wait a minute. No, don't do that. MS-13, it said MS-13. We all saw it.
That was Photoshopped.
Oh, and you think it was Photoshopped? Do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
Well, here it is again. MS-13 written in Arial font right on his knuckles. Very popular with the tattoo artists these days. Yeah, have you seen this one too? Him and Obama hanging out. And have you seen this one of me as the Pope? Yes, these are all real. Why don't you just say, yes, he does? This is why people no longer believe the news. Why don't you disagree with me like they do on Fox?
All right, I want to ask one question about Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Great guy, talented guy, but he's out of the group chat. I just don't think he's that good with technology, to be quite frank.
100% confidence in Pete Hegseth.
I don't have 100% confidence in anything, okay? And neither should you.
Pretty important position.
Well, only a liar would say, I have 100% confidence. I I don't have 100% confidence we're even going to finish this interview.
We will.
Well, we'll see about that.
I guess the question out of that is the concern that people have. Are you using your powers as president to get personal revenge?
Yes, I am. But I was treated quite unfairly.
And I'm asking the justification for going after people you don't like.
Well, as Jojo Siwa says, karma's a bitch.
What do you say to people who are concerned you are seizing too much power and becoming an authoritarian president like we haven't had before?
Well, they should most definitely be concerned.
Mr. President, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh dear. Again, that's the hilarious and brilliant Joe Walsh. And he absolutely nails it. You didn't honestly think I was going to make you suffer 3 minutes of the inane drivel of the Mango Mussolini. No, I'd let you listen to the hilarious Joe Walsh, because out of the two, he makes far more sense than the Mango Mussolini, doesn't he? I'd send a present squad over for dump shoes, but he wouldn't notice the smell. No, he certainly wouldn't, would he? This guy sounds like that blue dude from Spawn. Not a good impersonation at all. Oh dear. Something tells me you're not impressed, Tom. Definitely check out Shane Gillis. I most certainly will do, Tommy. Whatever you do, though, Darren, don't put it on stream. You'll be demonetized fast. It don't matter. I don't monetize my channel anyway, so it's not a problem. He can do his worst. I don't give him monkeys. Yeah, Fox News. Yes, nice touch, isn't it, Frederick? Brilliant touch. I thought Joe Walsh was a guitarist with the Eagles. Yes. All I can say is, welcome to Hotel California. You can walk in whenever you like, but you can never leave. But yes, he does. He's hilariously, but I have to say. But we will. But as I say, I have to say, when I watched that interview, all I can say is it was something that I found. I personally think, I have my own personal thoughts. I think that Donald Trump is very much a very sick man. And I don't mean sick as though, I just think he's unwell, and I personally think that he doesn't. them red pandas, he does actually, but I personally think that he's unwell. And I think you could see the mental decline in Donald Trump. And when I watched the interview, especially that bit when he's trying to basically say that, about Alberto I've forgotten it. Is it not Alberto Garcia? I've forgotten his first name. Albrego Garcia, that's it. I knew we'd get there in the end. This is the trouble with with us in Yorkshire. We just like playing normal names. I can't just be named like Alan Smith or something. No, he's ex-Leeds. No, change that. Don't want that. Alan Bennett or something, Oh, he's severe mental decline. He's more than a sandwich short of a picnic. You're not right. Joe Walsh was also with the James Gang and a solo artist in his own right. Yeah, he did. Am I right in thinking, I don't know if anybody in the chat will know this or not, did he do the music for that 70s film, The Warriors? Something tells me, I'm sure I saw his name doing the music for The Warriors. I could be wrong. I might be barking up the wrong tree, but I'm sure it's one of my favourite films. Is The Warriors? Yes, yes. Sandwiches. Alan Smithy. Yeah, Alan Smithy. Yes. But anyway, we'll be a little bit serious, because when I watched the clip, you know, where he's trying to convince the so I'm right then about Joe Walsh and the Warriors. Yes, Alistair. So I thought I might have been. I could have sworn. Say one of my films. I remember watching it when I was younger, and I watched it a couple of years later, and the name Joe Walsh seemed to have just sprung into mind. But all I say is, when I watched the interview where he's trying to convince the interviewer that no, he's wrong. Good evening, Skywatcher. Hope you're very, very well. Hope you've had a lovely day. Let's be honest, over the last couple of days, it's been really, really nice weather, hasn't it? Well, it has been up here in God's own country of West Yorkshire. But yeah, normal names like Tommy Lee Cadden, a redneck first name, and an old Irish surname. But when I watched the interview, you could definitely tell he was totally convinced that what he was saying was actually true. Well, I found this very, very interesting bit of a, you could say, bit of a 2-minute short video, which I thought said something that was really, really important, and it just sort of like struck a chord for me. A guy called, if I remember rightly, his name is called September Ray, if I remember rightly, and let's just say what he said was interesting.
Have you guys seen this interview with Trump yet? Look at this.
Sorry, it's a bit quiet.
Okay, this is the picture that Trump is talking about here. Now, do you see here? This is a zoomed in one. Do you see how it says MS-13? That's what Trump's fucking talking about. It says MS-13. This looks like they put those letters on with fucking Microsoft Word. This isn't even Photoshop. This is just written on there in the same fucking font that the heading of the picture is. How is he this stupid? Are you kidding me? And then it has like descriptions written under the pictures too. Oh, marijuana, smile, cross, skull. You really think he has that on there too, you fucking idiot? Here's a picture of Kilmar's tattoo. You can't really see it very well in this picture, but I don't see any MS-13 or the description of the pictures. It's just a pot leaf, a smile, a cross, and a skull. Tattoos that are just whatever. Do you think Trump has ever actually seen an MS-13 tattoo? Have you seen an MS-13 tattoo? Because I have, and guess what? They're not subtle. You don't have to interpret them. This one, look at MS-13. It's fucking huge on his goddamn face. MS-13. It's everywhere. It's giant. MS. Huge. Clearly spelled out. MS-13. MS. There's no interpretation needed. They don't hide it. If you're in this gang, they don't hide it. It's not subtext and subterfuge. I mean, this is our fucking president. This is the guy that has the codes to the nuclear bombs. I hope they don't actually give them to him. He doesn't get to hold them, does he? Because goddamn, this is like...
Yeah, because when I watched that, it was something. Rachel from Accounting tees up has my biggest admirer, Graham from Power to the People, being on tonight. I hear he has a love interest from a woman with dancing dentures. He most certainly has been, and yes, he's been swooning. He's been swooned and swept off his feet by a certain young lady called Grandma Wobblebottom. Yes, he's in there, so I won't expect much material from Graham over the weekend, if I were you. He's going to be busy with his dancing shoes. Yes. But, yes, it was Joe Walsh. Love the Warriors. I'm going to stick that bat up your arse and turn you into a popsicle. Yes. And good evening, Jesus H. Christ. Hope you're very, very well. But yeah, see, the thing is, can you imagine this clown with the nuclear codes? That is frightening, isn't it? Absolutely frightening. Absolutely. It means, but Rachel, I'm in your constituency. Would have voted for you twice. I could. Joe Walsh had a track in the soundtrack to the Warriors called "In the City." That's it. Yeah, it was the ending. You know, where they're on the beach, aren't they? Yeah, it was. Yeah, as I say, one of my favourite films as well. but as I say, the thing is, now when I watched the whole video, but I watched it on because I saw a thumbnail where Vosh had watched the whole lot, so I thought I'll just watch it, see what I thought. And when it came to that part of the interview, he said something that I'd never considered before, and I thought it was an interesting take. He basically said that he thinks that Trump has never knowingly told a lie, because I think in his mind, he thinks he believes it to be true, and the more, and when he won't leave the subject as, because like this lefty wokey type journalist wanted to move on to something else. He wanted to keep in on it, because I think in his mind he thought he'd got him in a gotcha, and because in his mind he believed that picture to be true, you know, while everybody else would look at that and say, yeah, that's photoshopped. That is absolutely photoshopped. Nobody walks in a tattoo. It says, can you type in MS-13 on my knuckle in Arial font, please? But I'm being serious. Love you, Rachel. Oh, we have a lot of romance in tonight's chat. We've had Graham and Grandma Wobblebottom, and now we've got Tommy Lee Cadden and Rachel from Accounting. Yes, love is in the air. But that's and I think the reason why I didn't want to leave it, because he thought in his mind he'd got this lefty journalist in a bit of a gotcha, and in the end of it, he just basically made himself look an idiot, didn't he? He made himself look incredibly stupid. and the more you think about it, he's not really in charge of it. He hasn't got a clue what's going on, has he? And you can see it written all over his face that he's frustrated because he's no idea what's happening around him, and you can see the cognitive decline in him. He just talked some of the biggest drivel and nonsense. You'd be sat there thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Because he just didn't really say anything of interest, did he? Because I honestly think that he thinks that he believes that picture to be true. Yes. So I'm gutted we'll be losing my job soon, and the two Davis channels say they don't need a fully qualified tea lady. I'll see if I could put in a good word for you if you want Rachel from accounting, I'll see if I can, sort of like, so get the two Davis to change their mind, because I will see if I can master the art of the deal and get you the job of your dreams of being the tea lady for the two Davis channel. Yes, we'll be able to see you pop in now and again, putting tea on the table for them. I'm sure you'll be an excellent tea maker. Very few can fill my mass. Oh dear, it's going down the pan now. These romance, not forgetting Jesus got nailed last week. Oh dear, he most certainly did. Rachel from accountant, is it true you save on expenditure for milk by spitting in it? Oh dear. Oh dear. Rachel, I'll put in a good word. Yeah, I'll see if I can, grease some cogs for you, see if I can, get on the good side and see if we can get you a job there. I'm sure you'll find David McGuinness quite a reasonable boss. The baseball Furies were the most pathetic of the gangs in the Warriors. When they fought the Warriors, they were beaten up with their own baseball bats. Yeah, it was. I'm trying to think of the guy who let out my trade secrets again. Try to think of the guy who wanted to be Warlord, the one with the black hair. I've forgotten his name now. Is it Axel or something? I can't quite remember his name now. Oh, let's say the Swan. Can't think of the other guy, but yeah. See, he in the end up, he let his downstairs brain get the better of him, didn't he? But anyway. Let's just... Speaking, we'll be now heading back home for, let's just say, for more pressing matters, because let's just say we've had some lovely weather over the weekend, haven't we? We've had some barnstorming. Rachel, do you reckon we could like a Subway or a KFC on Bramley Centre? Oh, we really got his Greggs and Pizza Hut, which has gone downhill recently. Oh dear. Get him to breakdown. But anyway, your dad get your negotiating skills in for Rachel. I certainly will do that. I most certainly will do. I will be on it within a heartbeat. Hopefully, I will be able to get my hard negotiating skills on the go when the two Davies have a live stream over on. It'll be Monday, Tuesday. I'm sure it'll be one of them days. So I will get on it. Yes, we need to get Rachel from accounting her a dream job. But anyway, I'll say back to matters back home. A world to a world called basically Gammon. A world called Gammon City, I suppose you go. Called Lincolnshire, where a man landed himself in a bit of hot water over the weather.
Welcome to Broken News. There's outrage after a British man was fined by his local authority for moaning about the first warm day of the year. The 42-year-old from Scunthorpe was also ordered to attend a weather awareness course. Our reporter has more.
Having spent the last 6 months complaining about how cold it is, retired electrician Eddie Whittingham fell foul of local rules on Tuesday of this week. Mr. Whittingham was heard saying, "Christ, it's hot, isn't it? I'm sweating my tits off," after temperatures peaked at 19 degrees Celsius on the first warm British day of the year. But Lincolnshire County Council said that they had obtained evidence that just 4 weeks ago, Mr. Whittingham had been heard saying, "Christ, it's cold, isn't it? I'm freezing my tits off." As a result, the authority gave the 42-year-old a fine of £75 and 3 points on his driving licence. Back to you.
A lesson to us all. That's everything from Broken News. You're up to date.
Yes, yes, what a lovely story. Yes. And as luck would have it, let's just say that we managed to get an exclusive interview with the man from Lincolnshire. Yes, you might find the what he has to say, you know, with his Lincolnshire accent a bit difficult to understand. But let's just say we managed to get exactly, Joe. Quality news. We even managed to get an interview with the man who got into hot water with the weather. Yes, and get ready for it. Let's just say it's wild.
How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America. There's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong at all? You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond.
No, I'm not.
Have all the charges been dropped?
Yeah, I'm out on love.
Well, are you out on love or out of love? Which is it?
Out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me.
Now, James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. Are the two of you going to be able to work this out?
Let's talk about some music.
You want to talk about music, and you don't want to talk about what happened?
No, it's all over.
Now, your fans will have read all about this, James. Aren't you concerned about that?
No, Dankeschön. I'm concerned because there's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I feel good.
What are you going to be doing on this tour?
I'm going to be doing Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, Living in America, Sex Machine, Get Up Off of That Thing. I feel good. Jam.
Now, I understand that you have already... James, I have to ask you one serious question here. I understand you already have started divorce proceedings. Does that mean that you're now eligible?
Yes, I'm eligible. I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I look good.
Why do you think that is? You
I
look
smell good. I feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh. Well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are.
Sorry, my friends, only kidding. That was just James Brown. He wasn't sweating his tits off. He was coked off his tits in 1986. Yes, absolutely, Richard Grumpy get definitely done the hokey dokey coke. James has taken up mental work. He's like sex machine. Yeah, James is so high you could actually understand why I'm saying. Yes, absolutely coked off his tits, wasn't he? But it's just absolutely, oh dear. He's just absolutely brilliant. Oh dear. But anyway, right. Let's get this all prepared. Because let's just say we're now heading into the home straight, and all I say is the last 2 hours just absolutely flown by, aren't they? Absolutely flown by. And let's just say that we're now heading into the home straight, and as we mean to go on with as we started where we started with you could say with some impartial, well, you could say we're heading back to sport, where we had a bit of impartial commentary from the unbiased commentator, the legend that is, Alistair McAllister. But what we have is a little bit different, because we will be ending on something that is what you could say is quite hilariously funny and has that political feel to it. And all you, my dear friends out there who love it, who absolutely up in Scotland, you know, when you go into morning sessions after England have been thumped at football, honestly, don't you? Yes, you do. No, you don't. No, we're going to have the last bit, some bit of unbiased commentary, and I know my dear friend Mad Monk will find this hilariously funny as we head off into the sunset. But we end off with a bit of a political feel, and this one's for all my dear friends up north of the border. All I can say is have a bit of a good laugh, and it will start off with something that you all love to see. You all love to see, you know, see England not get off to the best of starts. Take it away, Alistair McAllister.
It's San Marino versus England, statistically the worst football team in the world, against San Marino, and off we go. Chin chin, as they say here. Oh, go on. Yes. David Galtieri! 8 seconds gone. I've not even opened my second can yet. What a moment for all the long-suffering San Marino fans. All across Scotland. Chin. Shearer. Oh, that is an atrocious first touch. And now it's just pumped forward aimlessly. Run faster, Ronald. No, that's a dive. That's a dive. Koeman helpfully pointing out that it wasn't a foul, but if it was, it started outside the box. Let's have a look. Oh, see, Platt's just hooking his ridiculously baggy shirt around Koeman's stubby fingers. The cheat that he is. Yellow card, free kick. I think that's a wee bit harsh on Big Ronald.
A few minutes later.
Wouters, Bergkamp, Wouters, penalty! That's a penalty! Tony Adams arguing that he got the ball, but the ref doesn't speak donkey!
The referee doesn't speak donkey.
Hee-haw! That is conclusive! Right, Koeman, just give it Hardy. No, think it. Think it. Yes! Seaman couldn't see anything but baggy shirts, and it's Koeman home. Gardino. What was that? Is that Boris Johnson? He's just milking a German. Now he's getting a pat in the bum from Ray Wilkins. What is going on? I mean, what was going through his mind? Other than the German's nutsack, obviously. The German's got no idea what happened. It's like he was ambushed by a big, stupid cake. Warren Barton peering
I'll let you finish on this bit.
Curtains. Crossley. Dropsley.
On.
Oh, and he absolutely stoats the ref. And he is deed. No sympathy given from the players. He gets a do your job from Roy Keane. And then a wooga from John Fashanu. That's Kimmel. I think he's okay. He might be a bit doolally though. Yeah, he might now think that Roy Keane is a polite, level-headed gentleman, and that Warren Barton has a decent haircut. Danny Lee takes on Hunter.
Let's have the fight and then we'll go from here.
Don't dive, never have, never will. definite penalty. Oh, Hunter doesn't agree. He clocked him right in the coupon. That's going to be a stern talking to by the referee. Oh, bit of square goal. The wee man's gone ballistic. And down goes Hunter. That's not a dive. Oh, it's a proper stramash. The referee left with no choice but to give him a final warning.
Oh dear, that was just absolutely hilarious. Oh dear, he's hilariously funny. Because the bit when he says what was going through his mind apart from a German's nutsack, that had me in absolute hysterics. I was just absolutely creased up laughing. I was laughing so much I was proper struggling to keep hold of my laptop because I was just in hysterics, tears streaming down my face. Nobody. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hope you've had a good. Oh, Graham, oh, Graham, my love, wherefore art thou? Let's just say, time for me to jet off too. Thanks for a good show. I'm glad you've all enjoyed it. And I hope you've all had a good laugh because I think we all need it after last week or so. But all I would say is give a massive thumbs up for my moderators. Do fantastic for me, on my live streams. Couldn't do it without them. Please let Graham know that I've sent him some of my used granny pants just for him to keep him company on the lonely nights. Oh, now that's true love. Now that is what I call romance. Can I just say that's got me right there. That is true romance. Damn footballers really used to know how to throw hands back. Certainly did Tommy Lee Garden. If would have been funny if good evening, Mr. A. It'd have been funny if he'd have put his hand on Franny Lee's head, and Franny Lee'd have been like that, windmilling for all he was worth. But anyway, all I say is thanks for stopping by. Massive thanks up for my moderators. Have a lovely weekend and take care, my friends, and hopefully see you next week and have a lovely evening and have a lovely weekend and take care, my friends.